Hey, Hunter here, and this is StarCraft 2. This is actually a replay of a game I played against an easy AI right here. As you can see also down here with the... if I swap to it only, then you can just see what it's doing. But this is a match I played, and it just goes to show how bad I am at this game, really. At the moment, I'm just setting up real quickly on what I'm doing. As you can see, I've spent resources creating two SCVs. The one is to build a lot of all my stuff in the base. Like, I think coming up soon, I'm gonna make a supply depot right about here. And then I don't exactly know what the Protoss were doing. What are they doing? It appears they're making a lot more progress than I was. Yeah, like I said, see, call it spending. Yeah, they've already constructed a pylon. They're obviously making a gateway now. And the Vespine. You see it. I have no idea what to call those things. Yeah, as I've got here, I made the supply short like I called it. And if I'm correct, no, that's right. I built the barracks first because I didn't know when I was going to get attacked next. Well, to begin with, really. Yeah, this was when I made the second command center. I found this unusual tactic that if I can pull it off correctly, I'm probably gonna win the match. It works 100% of the time if I have a second player with me that obviously defends me while I do this, but my main goal is to take a high resource area and just take care of things from there on, just owning all the resources in the map. As it is, I have a lot less of everything than the computer. Yeah. As it is, it's spent more on technology than I have. As it is, I think I'm just starting to work on it now. Like the engineering bay, that's probably what brought mine up. And yeah, they are exactly when I started making. They're going for rank enemies as well. Yeah, I was starting to make Marines now because I wasn't sure how this was going to play out, and I wanted to have some defense in my base. As it is, they've got a Zealot and they've got a Stalker on the way. On the roadside, it may have more bases than I do, but I have two command centers already, so if I'm correct, yeah, I'm collecting resources now and I'm building. This is the probe that they sent to scout. That's what I want. Yeah, I started making my refinery now, and I'm making an orbital command because I didn't want to waste any of my units scouting the area. So I'm just now starting to work on Vespane, as clearly you know. Let's follow this probe. But I'm working on the collecting Vespane for an idea that I work on. I try to achieve every single time, and there's a scan that I did because I was checking the base. Ah, it's okay now. Yeah, this probe walked in and saw this, so I then decided, oh damn, I'm going to need to protect that now. So as you can see, I've started to make more Marines and started to send down here to defend. Clearly this probe is just being used to see everything. I didn't know that. I thought it was just to scout up my base. Well, bases. I think on this, on the actual Vespane part of this, I did very poorly, and I should have started collecting Vespane long beforehand. But I think I was somehow able to pull off pushing the waiting for that. So, because I hadn't seen this yet, I was just using this Marine to scout it out, so I knew exactly what kind of bowl I was in. And then I spent a minute or so trying to work out where to group all the Marines together. And there's the probe again. Okay. Yeah, I was using that Marine to work out where they were. Yeah, as it appears, I may have made less necessary SUVs for what I needed them for. I really should have made more SUVs for that refinery. Now that I look at it, Captain HindSight right here. If I'm correct, I'm not. Am I? I think I'm gonna start production on the planetary fortress now. I think. Yeah, there it is. That's because that's what I try to do. I always try to get a base out, and then I turn it into a planetary fortress so it can defend itself. Because I find it works a lot more in my favor that way. Here's the attack that I was really worried about. That's why I have the Marines, and I quickly learned that I had not enough Marines. But I was mainly just focusing on the planetary fortress upgrade, so I wasn't really paying attention on everything that was happening for me. Yeah, like these Marines, they were not prepared for that at all. And as soon as this happened, I just got all of my SCVs and started repairing the planetary fortress. Yeah, that'll be fine. I win there. I can't remember. No, I was focusing on that fight then. So I wasn't doing anything else with anything else. Yeah, see that now that I have more SCVs for the refinery, and I've got one down here as well, just to get some extra stuff. Okay, so I'm building a factory now, meaning I think, don't quote me on this though, but I think I'm gonna make some siege, approximately 2-3 siege tanks and I just set them up as defenses that I believe are completely useless. That's pro. That's still that pro that's just wandering around. Yeah, I really, I thought it would be better to have a barracks here, so I'm not just like consistently moving my units from this barracks. At one point, I was thinking about using Reavers. No, Reapers. Why am I thinking Reaver? What are those? I think they're a unit in this. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, but I was thinking about using Reapers, but then I realized that they're not so, not 100%, don't do so well in combat situations that just happened here. And, whoa, I never even noticed that their second base was in full swing. I find that annoying about computers is they always seem to be better than you. What is this? Oh no, an observer. Yeah, I saw it and I saw its cloak. I'm like, oh, they're using flying units now. I better make some defenses at my main base. So I think after I build this starport over here, I start constructing a whole lot of missile turrets. Ooh, the next attack wave is ready. Damn. I see that the probe is no longer being used and is actually being used for productive uses. And they're just using the observer now to find out stuff on the land. Yeah, there's the first siege tank, and there's another one on the way, I believe. What am I putting a reactor on? I think it's... Where did I... Oh, it's down here. That's odd for me. Normally, as soon as my starport's done, I put a reactor on that so I can... Oh, I'm making a sensory tower. Oh yeah, I made the sensory tower so I knew if there was any attack waves coming. Yeah, I normally put a... There's the other reactor on there. I normally instantly put a reactor on my starport so I can mass produce Vikings, because I love those, and I just seem to need a lot of them 100% of the time. They're not building, the computer's not building anything at the moment. I guess they're just collecting a ton of resources. Or they're starting to get ready for an attack, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to assume on the attack, and yeah, I've started producing Vikings, and the missile turrets are going up now, as you can see. Honestly, I think I should have put more missile turrets around here, but I think I pushed it at the right time where I didn't have to wait for worry about aerial units attacking me. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I made a second engineering bay because I think I was planning on doing some upgrades, and I wanted to be able to do 2 bundles of it, so it's faster. And then there's their second attack, and then just as you see that, a lot of things happen. They just started building a lot of things, and I saw them coming, and I thought, I didn't know what they're going to attack with, so I just threw these in. I quickly realized that I was severely overnumbered, well, outmatched anyway. So I used these Vikings, and I think the Vikings just succeed on what they were meant to do. yeah, they just succeed because then the planetary fortress finishes off the sea lot, and I don't need to worry about it. That or I land my, yeah, I landed these guys. No, I landed them because it was, I found that guy annoying. Whoa, that's a lot of upgrades. My micromanaging is probably really bad. As it is, I'm spawning in a ton of marines now, hoping that will fix what just happened. And off the top of my head, I don't think it does. Yeah, and I started working on the armor upgrade now. And structure armor. Still building those missile turrets. I think there's, yeah, 2 more. Again, in hindsight, I really should have made more units faster. And by units, I mean more Vikings. Because you can't have enough of those. Then I was building basically all the stuff in my main base, again, over here. Just so I had everything running right here. And there's all the Vikings. And at some point I'm like, wait, I don't have enough Vikings. And I just spammed V. And that's where all my resources went, was just the production of Vikings. I think for a bit here, I just stick with Vikings and Marines as my main 2 attacking units. And I barely upgraded my Vikings, I believe, until I was starting to push. I see they're making another base up here. That's one thing I never understood when I was destroying all their bases when I was actually playing, was they have a base here, but not here. So I was questioning why. And now that I think about it, it makes sense, because you'd instantly attack along here and think that they go to the closest thing. So there was probably a smart move on being unnoticed. But I was really suspicious about it, about the computer the whole time. Yeah, I started thinking that upgrades were the way to go, so I started making an armory. Yeah, and I think after I finish this batch of supply depots, I stopped building them, and then just upgrading completely with the extra cooldown, the extra supplies ability. So I'm not using up so much space. And then after that, I started scanning all the mineral deposits. Yeah. And I'm just adding a lot more stuff to my base here, so I could focus on building other things with my... there's another attack ready. This one isn't as successful as the others, but I think it was. Kind of 50-50, I guess, because... yeah, I was looking elsewhere when this happened, so I had to quickly manage my tanks into a fight and then move my... yeah. Like I said, this attack wasn't one of the most successful things that the computer's done. What the hell was I doing with that tank? Yeah. So I used that and successfully defended against that. Just to let you know as well, I am traditionally a heavy turtler, but this time I played really spread out, which probably didn't think through too well. Oh, I'm researching the plating in the armory. I was wondering what I was doing with that. And there's obviously a reactor going on here, because who could have? You couldn't have enough Vikings. Yeah, there's that observer again. At some point soon, I think I make a second base here, and then I make a bunch of missile turrets, or what my friend calls them, rocket-mounted cardboard boxes, because they just take hits and they're basically destroyed instantly. So I figured it was fair enough from why he called them that. And I think I build one more supply. No, I thought I'd made one more supply depot, but then I didn't realize this supply depot hadn't had the drop yet. Nah, I've started scanning the areas. And I started with this base first because I knew it was going to be a base there. I just wanted to know whether or not it was producing, or how it was producing. And then I saw the attacking group there, so I moved my tanks to defend my marines more. And this is my repairing SCV for repairing everything. Honestly, I think I should have made more repairing SCVs for that, but I was mainly focused on getting the upgrades done for my marines, getting that done. And I see they're getting armor upgrades. I don't remember seeing the prisms in anything really. I think I got to the point where I was progressing faster than them. Wow. If they had made Dark Templars, I would have been screwed. Yeah, there. I started making this, so I started making missile turrets. Because I knew that this here was my weak point, and my base was along right here. And there's that's the wave I was worried about. How did this play out? I'm gonna watch and find out. I was actually interested. Oh yeah, these marines are screwed. Yeah, I think they destroyed 2 to maybe 4. Yeah, that's 1, 2. 2 of my Vikings, and I destroyed that, and then I destroyed the observer. At this point, I was rethinking how I was going to attack everything. Honestly, now that I think about it, if I was actually thinking, I would have put a planetary fortress down right here. I may at one point, I'm not 100% sure, but I'd put down a planetary fortress there, because I believe those things are stronger than people think. Like, I was playing a match with my friend, and we were on 2 different sides of the map, but the one side I was on was versing Zerg, and I knew they were going to rush me as soon as they saw my base. So what I did was I rushed to planetary fortresses, and I built 2 in front of the one and only ramp onto my base, and then that just took care of all the things that I was worried about. Clearly these probes are going up here to give resources, and there's that nexus down there, which I think was the first one I knew about, other than this one. Yeah, because I had the middle and all the high resources, so I wasn't too worried about expanding outwards. If this was 2v2, I'd guess I'd get my ally to spread to here, here, and here. There's my first battle cruiser. That was basically the battle cruisers were what I really won this fight with. Yeah, I'd probably put the my ally on those spots while I put my stuff down here, because if I think I would need if I had the high resources, my ally would need everything else more. And as it is, as soon as I get the resources for something, I basically spend it all, unlike the computer down here. But in all fairness, I have more in my army, or at least living units now. Yeah, and you can see here that wait, where's it scanned? Yeah, down there. And then I scanned here, because I believe they'd be down there. And then I scanned here, and I think the 4th place was there, where I noticed that one. I'm like, oh, I'm going to need to take out that, because that's unnecessarily close to my base. So that's when I was starting to think things, and not once did I decide I was going to need the Yamato cannon. Yeah, there's that planetary fortress I thought I was going to make. And I was right, I did make that. This is probably the point where things were starting to fall into my favor now. Because I knew I had this is where I didn't expect something. Was this attack here? I was completely not expecting it. But, because I focus on aerial combat, or aerial units more often, I knew I was fine in that department. So I took care of that, and I'm like, I can't leave these here all the time, I want to use them for other things. So I started making more missile turrets. And at some point I repaired that, I can't remember when. I can't remember when I decided. Yeah, I didn't make any units to actually mine things because I was just waiting for these guys to run out of minerals up here, and then I was moving them over here to use them. At some point I lose all those units, those SCVs. These Marines probably feel bad because they did absolutely nothing in this fight, except for this one guy that shot one probe 2 times, and that's about it. And I think at this point I was just playing the waiting game and make the Marine making game, where I was just trying to boost the numbers of Vikings I had. I think at one point I made 2 medivacs for my Marine units. Yeah, and so I had more Marines to do things. Yeah, there's that repair I was talking about. And I think after the medivacs were done, I made one last battle cruiser, and then I was going to move out, but then I was attacked by something, and I decided to wait a bit more so I could get my units back up again. And there's that last ship, the plating upgrade, which I was going to put on. The only thing I didn't use was research the nano frame thing. Yeah. Because I saw that one, I was worried they were there and here, so that's why I scanned there. Yeah, I didn't use the nano steel frame because one, I didn't really know what to use it for, and 2, I didn't really think I needed it. Probably should have made some banshees as well for this. I think the way I did it was pretty good. Yeah, as you can see now, I've started to macro the units. Or my units anyway. And there's another flying unit attack. Honestly, if they'd stayed with ground units, this match would have just lasted so unnecessarily long. Where I would have gotten to the point of probably outweighting them on the resource department, because I build up fast enough where I don't need to worry about that. Yeah, they're striking again. Like, I noticed it I kinda noticed it faster, but I kinda didn't. So I lose a bunch of SCVs then. There, as you can see, they're just going down now, like flies. Except there's one observer that always lives. Yeah, as you can see, I lost a lot of SCVs then. So I just spend the next bit getting. I can't remember if I get them back up or I just wait. Yeah, I waited for this to run out and then just sent them over. And then there's this SCV that got stuck, so I just stopped caring. There's that third battle cruiser, and I think relatively soon. No, yeah, I'll be attacking up here with them. But I waited for this one to have more energy. I don't know why, what for, but I did. Now I'm just increasing my attacking numbers because I lost a couple Vikings in that fight, in that fray more like. Where did I scan that time? Yeah, I'm not sure where I'm scanning them more. But I think I noticed this. I either noticed this nexus really quickly, or I went really wide on my attack and then then went really straight into his main base. I'm not sure how I actually approached it at the time. Oh, there. Like, I saw it said 15 now workers. I'm like, where are they? Yeah, I was increasing the weapons and I made a 4th battle cruiser just to be safe on it. And I think as soon as that battle cruiser came out, that's when I attacked the enemies, I believe. Don't quote me on it though. Yeah, see down here how I've microed a lot. There's my Viking army. Then there's my Marines, my siege tanks, and last but not least, my battle cruisers. I believe without them, I probably would have lost. Damn, I scanned that this time. I think there was one more attack on me, and then I decided on something. I believe I was attacked again. And then at that point I just had enough units where I didn't care anymore. And just attacked. Yeah. Here's when I started making... Because I hadn't made a Widow Mine before and I didn't know how they worked. I'm like, should I do this or not? So I started working on that. Even though I had no idea what they well, how to use them. I'm actually hoping I use them well. Just look at all those SUVs working there. And then there's that one that's stuck still. Yeah, there's that. There's another attack. That immortal threw me off when I saw it. Like, ooh, how am I gonna deal with this? And I think in the end, I just had my Vikings just surround it and attack. Yeah, called it. Yeah, I lost 4 Marines in that fray then. In that attack alone, I lost only 4, so yeah. And I thought I lost a lot of Vikings, and then I realized I hadn't just put all these my Vikings on. So yeah, so I should be doing that soon enough. Yeah, there's the Widowmine I placed, and then put another one. I put one down just there. And I believe that probe was stupid enough to walk past again, and it got blown up. That, or it walked by this Widowmine that's I'm setting up now, and it got blown up then. I think I'm going to use, from now on out, I'm going to use a lot more Widowmines as actual protection of my bases now. Which I think in the long run will come in handy. And there's yet another Widowmine. This one I thought, I'm like, since they're not going to take this, I could throw this down here just in case they decide to actually try to take it. Yeah, I added. This Widowmine already has 2 kills. What the hell? Yeah, I added another one there because I saw those 2 probes walk by, and I'm like, better get rid of those. Yeah, well, any movement away from I could get. Oh yeah, I saw this probe and I'm like, okay. Because I wasn't sure what it was doing, or how to go about doing anything with it. Yeah, I know about this base now because I believe I've scanned it at least twice now. There. I stopped producing Widowmines and started making Medevacs, which is now in this bundle of units at the end. And I believe with that, those coming into play, yep, that's it. I moved my Marines into it to attack there, and then my battle cruisers were sent up here, even though there's nothing there. I wanted to get rid of that. And then I sent my Vikings off, and then I realized, then I saw the attack force. I'm like, oh, this isn't good. So I flew my Vikings here, kind of using them as a threatening wall, I guess. So I just kept them in my base just in case they did attack. I wasn't worried about my 4 battlecruisers because those things can handle themselves in a fight. Yeah, there they are now. Those guys. I'm not sure whether or not they really attacked me anymore. Yeah, I think I come up here, I'm like, oh, these battle cruisers aren't doing it, and they're making an all attack this soon. Oh. They're trying to take this on. Put down something here, and I think my Widowmine just destroys it. That or I sent my Vikings and destroyed it at some point. There, and then there's my Marines just destroying these bases down here, the lower bases. And then they were attacked by these guys up here. These guys, so I wasn't sure exactly how that played out. But as soon as I was about to do something about it, it all took care of itself. I'm like, oh, cool. So then, clearly the computer just gave in, but I'm kind of the person that likes to destroy everything. So I sent in these guys, destroyed this base. They're really trying to build that nexus. I think at some point one of the somebody succeeds in trying to build that. I actually want to see how they did that. Was it this guy that did it? I'm not sure. Yeah, this base is destroyed, guaranteed. Yeah, it was that guy that did it. Yeah, now they're just building nexuses and actual units, when really they should have made more units earlier. Yeah, I'm just moving my siege tanks in because I feel like that they needed to do something. In the end, I believe they did absolutely nothing, except for probably a base defense at the very beginning. Do they have any probes? They got one on the way. Yeah. Scan. There's that observer. Another observer. Yeah, they have no probes. I just noticed this now. There's one now. And this is the point where I realized that, oh, they've put up bases somewhere. So I moved battle cruisers out to attack, and I'm like, oh, here's one. And used the battle cruiser, destroyed it. And then another battle cruiser destroyed a guy down there. The one probe they had, I believe. Yeah, they're starting to make a lot more probes now. I quickly decided I could use my Vikings to send it down here, and I realized that there was a lot of stuff down there. That probe was screwed to begin with. I saw it walking by here, I'm like, yeah, he's screwed. I just noticed that each unit has a ranking. I wonder. Oh, my planetary fortress doesn't have one. I'm like, oh. That's cool. If I double click, I can select things. None of that. And there. That's the end. Stream of Marines. So, thanks you all for watching. I've been Hunter1681. This has been StarCraft 2. Expect to see a lot more of these because I find it a fun game. So, talk to you guys later. Bye.